Hey guys, welcome to Mountain Bike Adrenaline. We're going to do it for real this time.
For real.
Because after hearing your suggestions and playing through it a bit more, yes, once I know what I'm doing, I can do things quickly and maybe almost make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say enjoy it.
No.
Let's get this out of the way. You just went with ink again.
Yeah. I decided to do it for real this time.
Right, so he cleared out his save.
Yeah. I cleared it out. It's kind of a long story, but basically I made a practice save with my old recording, where I completed 3 things in half an hour in the first video. That video is just going to be called, episode 0 now. Yeah. That's going to be called, the pre-introduction video or something.
Right.
But, so I made 2 saves, and then for some reason the game was having a very hard time loading either of them. I restarted the game, and I got to where it's load save, and it froze. Twice. So I didn't lose that much progress, so I decided to just go forward. But if that happens when I'm on the 3rd level, we're just gonna be done with this. I even loaded up Johnny Mosley, and that went just fine. But so anyway, I've decided to split the videos up into each area will have its own video for the Stopwatch events and its own video for the competition events. I probably won't do the arcade because tricking in this game is not fun. It is an afterthought. I mean, everything's an afterthought.
Right.
But
we had this idea. That it might be possible to get tricking to work. You could just spin around in circles, jumping up and down, and that Insetic tried that. It didn't work. So, for that reason alone, we're just not going to bother with arcade. Now let's see you do this while you know what you're doing.
Well, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, pretty much there's no cuts in this video. Everything but the last event I can do
this is
first
entirely
try.
Live.
Yeah.
You're watching it live. This is a stream.
Well, it's post-com.
Post-stream. Post-live stream. We're from the future.
Yes. So, if you saw the 30-minute first impressions video,
you'll know this game is a sack of dicks.
Yeah, you'll know this game is a sack of dicks. If you didn't see that video, then
surprise, this game is a sack of dicks.
Then I would hardly call this an extreme sports game. I think you said it best when you renamed it from Mountain Bike Adrenaline to Hill Bike Boredom.
Yeah, Bike Boredom.
HBB, that's the new title of this game.
Yeah.
Because you go up hills, and it is pretty boring.
Right. Actually, I was thinking going down hills because the mountains are hardly mountains. This is probably the steepest this game gets.
So the game's not really focused on doing cool tricks or whatever. It is
having fun.
Or having fun. It is actually very technical, and you're going to see that in the competition video. It's about being able to handle the gears and going across thin wooden platforms and mastering control of your mountain bike. And I don't really want to play simulation games for this series, but you know what?
I mean, simulation games have their place. By the way, okay, we talked about this after watching this, and some people mentioned this. I can't remember who had said it, but yeah, trees do grow that small up at 13,000 feet. But right here, we are down the hill, and now the trees are what they would be on ground at sea level. So I don't know what they were going for. I get if the trees were that small all over the mountain, that would make sense. But right here, these are the same model trees, I think, and they're just giant. They're just I don't want to say normal size because that doesn't really make any sense, but they're normal sized trees. They're not tiny trees. Apparently
it's just a sudden change.
So I can only imagine that this is taking place on some entirely different planet where oxygen's really dense down a few feet and then really thin.
Sudden drop off.
Right.
But, for people who didn't watch the first video and don't follow the thread, Mountain Bike Adrenaline, Hill Bike Boredom, is a 2007 video game. Now I know that PS2 it must have been really cheap to make games for, because that was the console that had all of the shitty games that you never heard of until you saw them. I don't know, just thousands of racing games that were all complete shitty. So and I understand that a lot of worse than normal games came out like near the end of its life cycle.
We're not obviously trashing on PS2 at all. But
yeah. I mean,
it's great that there's a place for people to make games. Like, if you're getting your start into game development, you don't want it to be exorbitantly expensive for you to make one game.
Yeah, so, I sort of miss that sort of third party market sort of, because I mean there were games that I enjoyed. Like there was a game called Gadget Racers that I played as a kid. And it was kind of one of those generic racing games where you could oh, look at this, I'm wheeling across it. I've got the skill. I've got the skill in these videos. I know what I'm doing.
Now you've learned.
Yes, now I have mastered this game.
Now you just need to make sure the game is fun. That's not going to happen.
But, yeah, so games like Gadget Racers that you might not have heard of until now, and I'm not going to go over it because I bought it and I played it, and it's not as fun as I thought it was. But... a story of...
You might do a small maybe something later.
But anyway, what I'm getting at is that, the end of a console's kind of timeline, there are sort of budget games that get pushed out.
Yeah.
Like NRE Gun Club. Apparently, the full price of that game was $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess that's...
Not
horribly right.
But anyway, Mountain Bike Adrenaline is a game that was just pushed out.
Here's a thing that we should mention. You see how the camera went all wonky there just a second ago? Viewers?
Yeah.
That, Insetic had no control over that.
Yeah, that was part of the game.
The game does that. Now, you can use the D-pad to manually control the camera, but during those sections, I'm pretty sure you can't control the camera. And it just automatically locks into one of the views that they have, but which could be useful, except that view blocks your view of the bridge they were trying to highlight.
Yeah.
So fuck them.
It could have been worse. When I was playing this track before, the camera clipped into the mountain kind of, and so it was just a top-down view of me, but the mountain was blocking all the shit, so I couldn't even see anything. But that didn't happen here.
I feel like this game would be very strange if it was top-down. The whole game.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
They couldn't really do, all these elevation changes, though. You'd be pedaling
Well, they can't do it now.
You'd be pedaling into a rock, and you'd have no idea. The problem here is you pedal into a rock, and you can't get over it.
No, you can't get out of it.
Right, you can't get out of it. So...
see, there's another camera thing.
And I'm just thanks, game.
That time it wasn't as bad it wasn't as egregious as the last one, but you came through this area last time the other way, where you're going downhill on these slopes, and it doesn't work. What do you think of these cross-country events?
The downhill races or the...
No, cross-country being, oh god, the camera. They have the downhill events where you're just going through the rings, and then the cross country is where you're doing.
Oh, where I'm trying to collect all those Salomon logos.
I think the. Oh yeah, did you intentionally use concentration there?
No.
Do you think you're ever going to use concentration?
Actually, yes. Concentration mode helps you out a lot on the challenge, dexterity events.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's free bullet time.
I mean, what kind of things are in the challenge? Because in the episode 0 we only saw arcade and this. I don't know what challenge mode is.
Challenge mode is you see all those wooden platforms that are kind of thin.
Yeah.
There will be gates pretty much all along those, and you need to race through those.
So it's like a downhill only with tough terrain.
Yeah, and so concentration mode, sometimes you do just want to get across a beam without fucking up over and over and over. But for these events, for these collect the Salomon logo events, there was a theory that was posted in my thread that Salomon threw $10,000 at the developers of this game and they said make a game.
I can't imagine Salomon even has $10,000.
Yeah.
To be throwing.
Okay, fine. Threw $100. Threw $100. Threw
a $20 bill at the. They stuffed it in the lead developer's bra and then they just What are you trying to do?
In hindsight now, I see how you're supposed to get across that gap, but at the time I couldn't.
Couldn't figure out for the life of you.
Couldn't figure it out, no. So these events where you need to collect the logos, I mean, they're all right. There's usually there's the way the game wants you to go, and then there's the way you should go. Because
There's just a better way.
Because, like, Alan was playing this game, and in the first cross-country event, he kind of naturally stuck with the way, I guess, the game wanted him to go, and he was never able to, like, do it in time. And as soon as he tried, like, the way that I do it in the video, he had, like, 20 seconds at the end to spare.
Yeah.
But
isn't that right, Alan?
Who's in the room with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speak up, buddy.
Yeah, like Alan. I don't think we said it in the beginning of the video, but yeah, Alan's commentating with us.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's surprised.
I mean, much like all our other videos, it's actually a 3-man commentary.
Yeah, it's always been.
Yeah.
Always, yeah, since Downhill Domination. Like, Alan's been there the entire time.
Yeah.
We weren't even living together at the time. He was there.
Yeah, he's just.
You guys just haven't noticed.
He's just a specter.
No reason to leave.
Yeah, he had no reason to leave.
Yeah, no reason to leave.
I mean, nobody had any negative things to say about him.
Yeah.
His
I mean,
commentary.
nobody had any positives, no negatives.
Yeah, so
just kind of there.
Yeah.
So, in 10 minutes, I got through the 6 events.
Oh God.
All. So.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad that we did the episode 0, so that no one can say, like, oh, this game looks easy and kind of fun.
It's really confusing.
Yeah, it's kind of, because, I mean, certain things now make sense.
Wait, why did you, oh.
The game...
You have to start an event
You have to start an event to exit. I mean, certain things make sense now, like the power bar, blank tester and I
oh no,
what?
My name is blank tester.
Blake Tester.
That's my full name.
Blake Tester and I couldn't figure that out in like the first episode 0. But now, you know, you coast, you ride down when you're not trying to go uphill, you get your power back. For some reason, you start going incredibly fast if you do that.
I don't know.
But you do that. But still, there's definite problems with the game. A, it's shallow. B, it's not really fun. C...
It's overly technical and
it's overly... You'll see in the dexterity events that how technical they really are. So...
And you're not going to be doing arcade. And after you've unlocked freedom, which sounds weird since we were just having a discussion about slavery, so once you unlock freedom, I'm guessing that's going to be like a goalless...
That's probably just free ride.
Right, that's what I figured. So we might do like a video on that if you wanted to, if there was something interesting in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think.
They promise 4 levels, like the game promises 4 levels, and yeah, there's just 4 areas, and all of the levels for a specific area just take place at different points.
Just rearranging where your objectives are.
Yeah.
So that's
it. Been the actual real treatment of Mountain Bike Adrenaline. It'll probably be 8 episodes long if I don't go through arcade, challenge mode, dexterity mode on the 4 locations.
And if you guys would like us to try to get through this game quicker, we could maybe just we could probably stick together the stopwatch and the challenge if we had to, so that we can just get more episodes out of the way.
Yeah, but then they'd run like 30-40 minutes long. I mean, the dexterity events are much longer.
Are they?
Well, not much, but you'll see next time.
Okay, well...
Mountain Bike Adrenaline, maybe you enjoy it now. Maybe you still don't.
We'll try to be funny, which is something I'm bad at.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
All right. Yeah, I'll see you later.